Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Croeso, boneddigion o boneddigesau. This is O Little Town of Aberystwyth, a serialised Louis Knight adventure by Malcolm Price, presented by us, Lighthouse Theatre. 2020 has been a difficult year for everyone, and we fully understand that. But if you could see yourself to give a small donation to help us continue our work, we'd be most grateful. But just be aware, everything is free to listen to. Merry Christmas. Nadolig llawen i chi gyd. O Little Town of Aberystwyth by Malcolm Price. Episode 6. The story so far. Aberystwyth at Christmas. A department store Santa lies murdered in an alleyway, and the Queen of Denmark has asked Louis Knight, Aberystwyth's only detective, to investigate the crime. The trail leads to a family of stovepipe hat blackers in Talabont who've been trading in illicit gewgaws with Nurse Tadpole. Calamity, Louis's partner and sidekick, thinks Louis needs to take Tadpole to the cinema to see Clip the Sheepdog in Bark of the Covenant.
Tadpole lived in a copse beyond the top of Penglice Hill where there were no lights, where the sun seldom reached, where families were often closely knit in ways proscribed by the Bible. A world with a high likelihood that anyone you encountered there in the dark would be a nutter. I left the car at a 5-bar gate and walked down an overgrown path, a dark tunnel through wet black trees, past a lonely gravestone to the front door.
Hi, Louis.
Her hair was the color of wet straw, plastered down with something that might have been Brill cream but could just as easily have been beef dripping. Flakes of dandruff were scattered in the furrow of her parting like cornflakes from Lilliput.
What do you think of the outfit? Not bad, huh? I felt really stupid trying on a frock, so I thought I would wear my Soldiers for Jesus uniform. It's the one we wear for ceremonial occasions.
Very fetching. I brought you this. It's a model of Clip.
Oh, Louis,
It was
you
nothing.
shouldn't have. Come in and meet my mum. This way. Don't mind the mice. Mum, this is Louis. Remember? The boy from my class in school?
He looks tasty.
That's because he works at night.
Doing what?
Saving Aberystwyth.
Oh, what's the point of that?
Oh, Mum.
It's nice to meet you, Mrs.
Jenkins.
Mrs. Jenkins.
I hear you've been visiting that nightclub singer.
You mean Mavanoy?
I don't approve of singing.
What about hymns?
That's different. I'm not talking about singing to praise the Lord. I'm talking about nightclubs full of strumpets. Don't you dare take my daughter to one.
No, I wouldn't. This is a nice, cozy house. Was that a grave I saw outside under the washing line?
It was the lodger.
What did he die of?
Happiness.
When we got to the movie theater, Bark of the Covenant was just starting.
Bright Paw the Wonder Dog,
bullet out the barrel of a gun. Like a lightning bolt he tears across the ground.
Oh, Louis, isn't this wonderful?
Yes, it is. By the way, there is something I need to ask you.
Oh, Louis, not so fast. Didn't anyone ever tell you not to rush a girl?
Getting Tadpole's attention was not easy. She watched with mouth wide open as Bright Paw scampered across ridges, doggy paddled through the foam of torrential rivers, ran headlong but miraculously unscathed into machine gun fire. He dodged mines that exploded a fraction of a second after he passed. He was a hell of a dog, that was for sure.
The hour was desperate. The nation looked for a hero. And who answered the call? Trusty Clip, of course. Look at the light of comprehension in his eyes. You can tell he understands. Watch the little fella go. Past the barn, down the hillside, down the lane.
Hello, Clip. Old boy. Where are you off to in such a hurry?
No time to answer you, Mr. Postman. There's work to be done. To the recruitment office. And then the first steamer south. Yes, to the folks back home he was just good old Clip. But to the peasants of Patagonia he was something else entirely. A vision, an inspiration, a hero. The dog that saved the hour. He was Pato Briante. Pato Briante, lo que es un perro maravilloso. And now, back to this evening's feature presentation. Clip the Sheepdog in Bark of the Covenant.
Bright Paw the Wonder Dog, Bright Paw the Wonder Dog. Like the bullet out the barrel of a gun, like a lightning bolt he tears across the ground. Over hills and dales throughout the land of Wales, you'll find there's nothing faster than his hound. From Patagonia to Barrytown, they call him Bright Paw the Wonder Dog, Bright Paw the Wonder Dog. I tried several more times to ask Tadpole about the Gores. Then disaster struck.
Sister Esmeralda,
Come in, Capitan.
I do not wish to intrude.
I was just praying to the Lord for deliverance. The noise has stopped.
Yes, Holy Sister. Some 5 hours now there has been this strange calm.
They are regrouping, aren't they?
I am afraid so.
Oh, confound that infernal bell.
Sister Esmeralda, it is not too late. There is still time. If you made a break for the border now.
I will not hear of it. Come to the window, Capitan. Is this land not very beautiful?
Yes, it is.
Today, I feel as if I am seeing it for the first time. And perhaps, alas, the last.
You must not talk like that.
Oh, Capitan, you can't fool an old nun like me. I can read a map as well as anyone. How far from the doors of our convent would you say they are now?
An hour's ride, perhaps, maybe less. They will be here by nightfall. My men are sworn to defend these walls.
Your men are so few. Yes, I know you have Bright Paw, but what is one dog against thousands?
With your permission, we could take the lead from the chapel roof, melt it down into shot.
I could never allow such a thing. We are not afraid to die.
Death is not always the worst that can happen.
we are not afraid of that either. You know, Capitan, when I was a little girl, I had a dream. It's awfully silly. I dreamt that one day I would bring Aberystwyth bandstand here, up the Rio Kyriog, to these beautiful foothills.
I don't think that sounds silly at all.
I thought, oh, I don't know what I thought.
You need rest.
What is it you have to tell me, Capitan? I can see it in your eyes. You have terrible news to unburden.
It's Bright Paw.
Yes?
He's...
No!
I received the news about an hour ago. I wanted to tell you first in case of reprisals.
My nuns can be trusted. They are servants of the Lord.
They are human, too. They adored Bright Paw. There is a grave danger when news spreads that some of the younger ones, the novices, they will take revenge against the locals.
I will send them to bed early. How did it happen?
At 1700 hours, one of the field workers broke down with terror, went mad, and...
Yes?
He poisoned Bright Paw's sausages.
Oh, Dios mío, no!
Tadpole cried so much she had to go to hospital in an ambulance.
Bright Paw, the wonder dog. Bright Paw.
You've been listening to O Little Town of Aberystwyth by Malcolm Price, performed by Lighthouse Theatre. The role of Tadpole was played by Non Harve, and the roles of Mrs. Jenkins and Sister Esmeralda were played by Sonia Beck. Louis Knight was played by Matt Addis. The postman was played by Kieran Bailey, and the captain by Philip Harris. It was directed by Adrian Metcalf, and the music was composed by Paula Gardner. It was produced by Tony Davis of South Wales Audio.
Breaks the prison door down bold as brass. Then he breaks our chains as if they're made of glass. Yes, he sets us free, undoes it so quickly. It's like he's got a rocket up his ass. From Patagonia to Flanders, they call him Bright Paw.